your story. So I'd like you to just kind of share your story a little bit and, kind of where you were before, and then where you are now and how, EXP is making a difference in your life and others. And then, I'll just kind of ask you a few other questions. We'll just have fun. All right.
Cool. What were a couple highlights from my interview with Jay that you want to make sure I
Yeah.
touched on?
So your story, what did you do before real estate again? What was that?
I mean, I was in IT before real estate
Yeah.
for a little bit. Came from Dominican Republic and all that. So you want me to touch into those
Yeah.
early
Start that.
years?
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
we've all gone through struggles in life, and it sounds
Hmm.
like you kind of had a few struggles
Hmm.
before, and now, things are going well. So
Yeah.
people, they like to, hear, just be real, man. You went through struggles or whatever it is,
Yeah.
they want to hear the
Absolutely.
truth, everybody's going through. But people will make a change for one or two reasons, either to move towards pleasure or away from pain. So
Yeah.
maybe, a little bit about that. And then I'll just kind of ask you a little bit about, to reflect back on 2020. I mean, it's 2020.
Yeah.
What did you do that was good? What were kind of some of your reflections? What did you
Hmm.
like? What did you learn? And then now moving into 2021, what are the one or two things that you would recommend or that you're going to do for sure? Whether
Hey
it's
Tom, I think Eric might have hit live already, so I think we are live actually.
Oh, awesome, cool. Hey, all right. So hey, Carlos German, how are you doing today?
Doing awesome, Tom. Thanks for having me. Super excited to be here. Always amazing hanging out with people like you. I just love masterminding, connecting with high level individuals, and you're top of my list, my man.
Oh man, I've met you a few times, and I heard your story with Jay Kinder. So, can you just go ahead and share with our viewers a little bit about yourself and your story?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, my name is Carlos German, originally from the Dominican Republic, and came to this country at the age of 15, looking for greener pastures, right? Looking for that um, American dream, if you will. Coming from a third world country and, living very, very humbly over there. Great parents, great example of hard work, ethic, determination. And when I moved here to the United States, I moved in with my aunt and my uncle, and another amazing example of hard work and determination. And that's one thing that I had, but I didn't have English when I came to the U.S. I didn't really have necessarily a big ambition, or like I didn't know the potential of the things that I could do. I just knew, Tom, that in here I could create a life in the United States that would allow me to provide a better lifestyle for my family, my parents, my future wife and son, and all these different things were going through my head even at age 15. And and it was real. I was able to go from not knowing any English to learning English to then getting into the IT field. So I started my professional career, if you will, working on technology, doing programming, doing web development and stuff like that. And there's an interesting thing because people, and it did serve me well in real estate, but sometimes knowing too much, it can hinder you. Like, I love how you got your tech guy Eric, and you're like, I don't know how to set this stuff up. Eric will do it, right? And with me, sometimes I get into the weeds of things because I'm that tech guy, and I am that entrepreneur and that real estate agent and that team leader. So when I started my real estate career, I struggled a lot, because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have someone to guide me. I was trying to figure it out on my own. Only sold three houses my first year. I was living in an empty apartment, and just, I didn't even have money to connect the hot water. Like I was just
Wow.
living, yeah, frugally and simply. And I was doing open houses, grinding it out every single day, trying to figure this real estate game out. And I remember that, you know, I started using credit cards and raking up debt. And I was like, man, there's got to be a better way. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, moved in with me. She didn't know any English. She had just come from the Dominican Republic. And she decided to go out, clean houses, and work as a cleaner, and just hustle to support us while I figured out this game of real estate. So just picture this: my girlfriend is cleaning bathrooms, toilets, houses, killing herself, and I'm a full-time real estate, and I don't want to work part-time. I'm focused on this real estate thing, and I sell three houses in Florida, not in California, right, Tom? Three Florida houses in the middle of a recession where the average price was like, $150,000. And yeah, you know what my girlfriend was thinking at that time. It was like, this guy's crazy. Like a whole year killing yourself, working all day. I used to stay up till 4 a.m. in the morning trying to figure this thing out, and all I got was three houses to show for it. So no overnight success. My second year I did a little bit better. I sold seven, but again, with the average price and everything, it was hardly anything. And then I figured it out. I realized that there were people like you, that had this game figured out, right? That there were people out there that had put these pieces together, and they knew how to do this because they had gone through the pain and the struggle, and they had, and I didn't have to. I could stand on the shoulders of those that came before me, and that was a dramatic shift in mindset, because I was able to, even from afar, through broadcasts like this, I was able to learn strategies and tips from those that came before me. And this is how it started, through YouTube and other channels, watching videos and learning from others, like friends that we have in common, like Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, and those guys who are true, rock stars in the field, just like you, Tom. And they were sharing openly, just like you're doing today, what's working, and interviewing people and stuff like that. And it enlightened me to move faster and to create the business that I ended up creating. I went from 7 sales to 29 sales the following year, and I was like, wow, what a difference. By my fifth year, I was on the cover of Realtor magazine as a 30 under 30. I was featured on Forbes magazine as the ninja of real estate. I did a best-selling book. I created a team with agents that were now following my footsteps and putting the pieces together that I share with them, and creating that freedom that we all wanted, right? Creating that model. And I did it all by following other people's models, and sometimes paying big bucks, sometimes really, really getting into coaching and masterminds. And it became really expensive, but it was worth it, because I built the team doing over $1 million in revenue, and I stepped out of production, and I was able to become the CEO of my business. And you and I know that there are other challenges even beyond that, right? And that's kind of where the crossroad happens, and you start asking yourself, what's next? How can I provide more opportunity? How can I expand? How can I create an asset that is sellable? All that kind of stuff starts creeping into your head, and you try to figure that stuff out.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing where you were. I mean, we've all gone through very difficult times in our lives, and we learn from when we, make failures and when we stumble and fall. It's not, I was telling one of my agents today, it's not win or lose, it's win and learn. Not
Hmm.
win and lose, it's win and learn. So we all
Yeah.
learn from that. And you've just done an amazing job of learning from that. So tell me what your business looks like now.
Right. So, a few years ago, obviously, I was an independent broker for 10 years. And, hanging out with the top agents around the country and masterminding, the vision was always, become independent, create your own company, build your own asset, all that good stuff. But the reality is we were all duped. I mean, really, the brokerage model is broken. It really is. Unless you're like really, really, putting tons of money and in the millions and creating something humongous, adding tons of liability, and even then, that we all know Jay and Mike tried to do that, and they were looking to expand, and they added millions of dollars and all this stuff, and there was a better way. There was a better way, and it may not be the better way for everybody, but for me, I ended up partnering with EXP Realty 3 years ago, and what that allowed me to do was work closely and work in a more close knit community of top agents without having to pay $20,000, $30,000 a year to get into masterminds, and now creating an alignment and a partnership where we were working together, where we were in this together. We all help each other, Tom, and all day long. Anybody can call us and we'll help them out. But it's
Right.
different getting in the trenches with somebody as a partner, right?
Yeah.
And because that had been so good for me in my life, in my career prior, um, getting in partnership with these people that I had paid over $200,000 in coaching and training and mentorship and all this stuff, and now getting all that for free to mastermind and collaborate with the top agents around the world, it fast tracked my growth. So my team grew and my organization grew thanks to the EXP platform. Now I have agents in over 25 states the last time I checked, which was about a couple months ago, probably approaching 30 right now. 1,200 agents, and it's the most fun I've ever had because it's allowing me to add value and make an impact in so many more lives. And sometimes as team leaders, we focus on changing people's lives, but we have a lens that is much more smaller than we should for the potential that we have, right? So think about it, right? You build a team and you're adding value and changing 5 lives or 10 lives or 20 lives, or if you have a big team, you could be changing the lives of 30. However, in other models, you could really make an impact and change the life of thousands. And to me, that really was very powerful, and something that I really wanted to, I'm always seeking to be my very best and make the biggest impact that I can. And in this platform, I've been able to really raise my level of growth, increase my level of performance, increase my level of impact in the industry, in the world, in the life of others. And it's just been, a joyride. It's been amazing. And one thing that, I will tell you is my agents are thankful for it because they now have the same opportunity that I have, right? So, and my family is thankful for it because now I have a much more leveraged asset, and it's been really a really powerful opportunity for me to create something that I can pass on to them. Where before my company, it was me and what I could do, even though I was a CEO. If something happened to me, it would really crumble down rather quickly. Um, versus now, where it's not about me anymore. It's about leaders and leaders and leaders and teams and teams and teams. that are expanding all over. So it's been really, really powerful, because of that. So what I would encourage anybody watching is, first and foremost, find a mentor. Whether it is through podcasts like this, right? Tommy's rolling this out, and he's gonna continue to do amazing interviews and provide amazing knowledge. And you got one of the top agents in the world here. So subscribe, connect with Tom, learn from him, implement, and do what you need to do to grow by learning from people that are doing amazing things out there. So that's the first thing. If you're in that mode. If you already got something amazing going, you got a team or a brokerage, however, you know that it's not an asset, that it's not leverage, think strategically how you can add that within your own model if you want to. That's fine. But, I hope we encourage you to think bigger and think about making a bigger impact in the world, in the lives of others, creating something more valuable for your family, putting those pieces together, and, kind of thinking bigger, because as leaders, Tom, we weren't here just to do a little bit. We're here to do as much as we can. We're here to make the biggest impact because we are unique. It's not everybody that was put in this world with the abilities that we have as entrepreneurs in real estate, as team leaders, as brokers. We are unique, and we are here with a duty and a responsibility to use those gifts and just impact as many people as we can. So those are some nuggets that I would say I would exhort anybody to go and think about and implement.
Well, that's awesome. So what I love about what I heard, what you shared, is that the collaboration that you've experienced through the other top agents and megas has really helped you launch to scale your business to a whole nother level. And literally with no broker liability or with no capital risk. So that's just one of the amazing opportunities. One of the great advantages to EXP is, well, number one is the economic model is amazing. Number two is the stock. Oh my gosh, stock has gone up like 600% this year on the NASDAQ, publicly traded. It's crazy, amazing. And then the revenue share. We receive a referral fee revenue share for anyone that we help and we serve. So that's awesome. But the secret sauce is really the collaboration and the community of top like-minded agents. And we just all love each other. We have fun and we share. And especially, this has been a crazy year. Today is the last day of the year, 2020. We've been looking for this for a while, right? And we've really learned this year it's more about community and collaboration. Oh my gosh, we've been shelter in place. So we're around our families more. We're around our community, and we've had Zoom meetings, and we've been able to adjust and pivot to continue to grow and share and give back. And as we're going into 2021, I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but we're just going to continue to take advantage of all of the opportunities and the collaboration that we've leveraged so far. So, Carlos, do you have a final word for us before we wrap up here?
I got a few things I want to unpack here. So, the first thing is, understanding the collaboration aspect. Again, what I always tell people is model success, right? And I'm biased because that's what I did, right? So I'm sorry if you did it differently or you're doing it differently. You're figuring it out, rebuilding the wheel. That's great. I hope it's a way better wheel. But you want to model success because it's much faster. I try to, being technical and in IT, web development, I tried my first couple of years in real estate to reinvent the wheel, and it didn't work. There's people that came before you that figured this game out. You can move a lot faster if you're hanging out with them. So find those circles, connect with them, and make sure you're being mentored by someone that steps ahead of you so that you can move a lot faster. So that's the first thing. And mentorship could be as simple, but you gotta be smart. You gotta pay attention, because like right now we're mentoring you whether you know it or not. Like, listen, Tom, one of the top agents in the world, myself, here we are, the 31st of December. And instead of getting drunk already and having a party and waiting for the year, here we are adding value, making an impact, because we love it. We're passionate about changing lives, and it just fires us up. This is not like, oh, let's wait till the 4th of January or something. No, this is about, let's get it done now, and let's push, and let's make something happen. Let's change lives, right? So that alone should tell you, like, if you haven't taken 30 minutes, an hour to reflect today on your wins for the year and the things you're excited about and how you're going to double down in 2021, do it. Like, right, like we are adding that value to you right now. So, and then obviously you can get closer to us. There's no question about it. You can always reach out, connect. We're here to add value and to help. So that's the first thing. The second thing that you touched on was, the ownership and stock ownership aspect. And listen, if you are building someone else's wealth, then maybe something you got to revisit in 2021. Because if you're building somebody else's brand and there's not an asset there for you, it's something to think about, if you will, because we did it for many years, and I didn't know, Tom, how impactful this thing would be. I knew it was going to be cool long term, right? But I didn't know in 3 years the amount of wealth we could build just in the asset, in the ownership that we have with our company. And, I'm not trying to make this an ad for our company. I'm trying to inspire you, to motivate you to think differently and to think about the different pillars and opportunities that you have in this real estate industry, and how you can build an asset, and how you can be more than just a real estate agent, or be on a bigger hamster wheel and just building a team. There's a lot more to it. Like Tom and I, we got ownership in our company, we got teams, we got production, we got revenue share by the bucket loads. And, we're always looking for more and more opportunity, and we're connecting, masterminding, thinking what buildings we're going to buy, what houses we're going to build. I mean, there's always a lot of amazing stuff that happens when you're hanging out with the best and greatest. So, if we will leave some final thoughts, is reflect on where you're at, reflect on whether you are in the right community that empowers you and helps you build multiple pillars, and pushes you forward to be bigger than you even think that you can be. If you don't have people pushing you to think bigger and do more than you even think is possible, you're not in the right crew. You're not, right? Because the guys that we're hanging out with, if we set a goal for, having a team that sells 1,000 homes, they're going to tell you, why not 4,000? And why not do it selling less? So what is it, 4,000? I don't even know how I'm going to get to 1,000. Well, let's think 4,000 sales solutions, right? Because if you think 4,000 sales solutions, then could you get to 1,000 easier, right? Now, if you're thinking 1,000 sales solutions, maybe you only get to 500. So at the end of the day, that's my final message, and that's what I want to leave them with, and inspiring them to find that core group of individuals, connect, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. Don't be the smartest kid in the room. I don't care if you're already selling 1,000 houses. Don't be the smartest kid in the room. Put yourself in situations that really expand your mind, and be open enough to think that maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're wrong, and what if you don't have all the answers? What if, somebody else has a better answer, and that can scale you to a bigger level? So, that's kind of my final thought there, Tom. Is there anything else you feel we need to add here?
Well, I'd just like to unpack a few of the things. There were 3 key things that I love that you said. Number 1, mindset. Think big, grow big, growth-minded mindset. Number 1 is your mindset. Number 2 is how you spend your time. I mean, you are extremely disciplined. You're a very hard worker. And as we go into 2021, that is the differentiator, is the people that do the right things in the right order at the right timing. And then number three is who you spend your time with. Jim Rohn says you're the sum total of the 5 people that you spend most time with. And just last week, I was collaborating and masterminding with Barbara Corcoran and Ryan Serhant, and they both said that going into 2021, that this is the year for diversification. So that's kind of a pro tip that they threw out there. So take some time to reflect. You know, today's the last day of the year. John Maxwell says you're going to grow from 2 reasons. Number one, by planning ahead. And then number 2 is by reflecting back. So take some time for some reflection. And if Carlos, if anyone wants to reach out, how do they get a hold of you?
I mean, you know, the best way is let's connect on Facebook, Carlos German, find me, add me, and message me, or, you know, they can text me at 407-744-7190. And I'm happy to add value to anybody that's listening out there.
All right. Hey, Carlos, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. 2021, we're going to crush it. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
You too, Tom. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. God bless. Thanks. See you guys.